morning. I'm Mary.
I'm Linda.
And we're Pinky Mouse Sisters in the kitchen, and we're doing our out and about today, and we're at the New London School. Actually, it's is it New London? It's the London Museum. So we're going to talk about the explosion that happened in 1937 or 1938?
1937, yes.
Back at the school. So we tried to go on inside. Built back then. It's the same building.
I'm not
So
sure.
it's
Y'all
old.
know more about
Yeah.
that than I do.
It's old, but it's the same one that was built back whenever the other one exploded. And Linda's going to tell you a little bit about the explosion.
And I printed this up from Wikipedia, and I'm going to just kind of read a little bit and then do some paraphrasing about it. Mama was 11. I think I said on our live the other day that she was 12. This happened March the 18th in 1937. She would have been 12 on her birthday.
Right.
But I remember her talking about this many times. And then I was thinking that she said they heard the explosion, but I don't think they did. I think they said it was heard for like 4 miles or
Yes,
something.
that's what it says.
But I believe what she probably was saying was the plume of smoke. They could see it from where they lived in Sharina, Jamesville. So it was something, if you think about this area of East Texas and Kilgore, which is, I don't know, how far is Kilgore from here?
It's probably about 12 miles.
So it's very close to Kilgore. During the Great Depression, when people were losing their life's fortune and many people were
Depression. It was during the Depression.
It was really bad. Well, in Kilgore, Texas, oil had been discovered, and people were flocking to this area to because there was money, there was jobs, and there was money to be made.
I think it's the world's largest. What do you call it? The richest acre in ever in Kilgore, which is, like she said, like 11, 12 miles from here.
So what this is, and y'all can look this up, it's straight out of Wikipedia. The school district in New London, which is here, formerly known as London, was one of the richest in the United States. I believe the docent that we just spoke to inside, the docent of the museum, I believe he said it was the second richest school district in the nation.
Yes.
Not the state, in the nation.
They spent $1 million on that school building that blew up, and which would be now, in nowadays money,
close to $20 million
nowadays. Yeah.
So it was something that they were very proud of, and the football team was known as the London Wildcats. You know, kind of a play off of the Wildcatter on the old, what do you call them? The
mascot?
The oil derricks and stuff.
Okay.
I'm not saying the right word, but anyway, they changed that. Now, if you'll see, it's Raiders. They changed that. I don't know how long it was, but they changed it to Raiders. So it was built on a sloping ground. This school was the one that blew up. So there was an airspace underneath it. And I think I can't remember how many cubic feet he said was under that. But at that time, and y'all can look this up, I've known this for years, there was no odor to natural gas. You couldn't smell it. So nobody knew that there was gas leaks in this building from this air pocket under the school. And he said that the kids' noses and eyes had been burning for weeks.
And headaches. Yeah.
And headaches. So it was something that had been ongoing, but nobody knew it.
Right.
So supposedly, and I believe that's what he said, so I believe I'm saying this correctly, there was a wood shop in the school, and somebody turned on the grinder,
Old Sparky.
and it had a fault in it, and it sparked, and that's what happened. So I'm going to back up here and tell y'all a little bit more history, and some of it is what he said in there that I kind of thought I knew why, but this went through grades 11, and at that time there wasn't a 12th grade in Texas.
Right. Yeah.
Which is
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, I didn't know it either.
That, yeah.
But I kind of figured that because I didn't think they would leave out a grade for no reason.
Right. And we will post pictures with this.
Yes.
The museum on the inside. We just can't film in there.
Yeah, and I think Edward's watching. I don't know if Charles is or not, but shout out to our brothers.
Edward.
And Carla is
Carla is
on the other end.
Mhm.
So, the day before this happened, oh, not the day before. I'm sorry. I'm getting
The day of the day that it happened, they dismissed early.
They sent the younger grades home.
Mm-hmm.
They was having something, I don't know if it was academic or something the next day, so they dismissed the younger grades. They were on the school buses on their way home when this this was taking place. One of the school bus drivers had children here.
I know. I thought that was so sad when I read that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he, instead of turning the bus around, he delivered his kids to their homes and came back knowing that his kids, and he did lose one child in that. People came from everywhere, from all over East Texas. They said people were digging with their hands to try to clear the rubble and just taking people out as fast as they could. It's a little less than 300. Was it 284 or 297? 290
I think.
And that's what they accounted for. They said it could have been more. A lot of those are buried in Pleasant Hill Cemetery, not too far from here. And they say, I've not been there, but they say there's a special area of the cemetery dedicated for that. But everybody, they sent the oil workers. They let them off their jobs. Right. They came here. Everybody was digging. Parents were digging, trying to get to their kids and not knowing if their kids were going to be alive or not alive.
And little Linda told me this morning that the Mother Francis, Linda?
In Tyler.
The Mother Francis Hospital in Tyler was due to be opened a day later, but because of the explosion, the Mother Francis Hospital opened up their new facility the day this happened to accommodate injured.
They transported remains in private cars and delivery trucks, just any vehicle that they could get to these makeshift morgues. People from Barksdale came, which is over in Shreveport, Dallas, the Texas National Guard, the Texas Rangers, Highway Patrol. There was just people everywhere that came. And some of the people they couldn't even identify except by their clothing. Some of them they didn't even know if they were boys or girls. There was something else that I wanted to tell in here. I'll see if I can find it.
We did a little short clip video for our members on the members page too. It'll probably be a couple days before we get it uploaded, so the ones that has the membership, we will have a little video that we've done for them.
Right, that'll be on there.
Right.
that had
a little bit of the museum.
So at this time of the explosion, Walter Cronkite was 20 years old, and he covered this. And he covered World War II and I'm sure I'm not pronouncing this right, but the Nuremberg trials or something. But he said he would have in his career, at the time this article was written, that he never covered anything that impacted him.
Is that right?
And we grew up with Walter Cronkite.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
To think a 20-year-old to us, that's a kid.
Right.
Right. Was covering this, and what an impact it made on so many people. And this gentleman in here, the docent, told us this morning that there was a guy from London, England, that visited not too long ago, and they have the same whatever it is in their natural gas, I guess all over the world. So you know if there's a natural gas leak that you can smell
because
this really bad over.
Because of this tragedy that happened here.
This tragedy. So this place is on the map for not a good reason. Every year around the anniversary of it, and I believe, if I'm right, it's been 85 or maybe 85 years next year.
I didn't calculate it because it was 38.
Close to that. If I'm not right, I'm close to being right. They do like an article or memorial or something, but they said that there was not hardly a family within miles that this did not impact, that impacted.
And yesterday we told that there is still we know of one living survivor, one of our followers, and I didn't go back and I couldn't find that comment that she made, that she must live around here, said that there's a 98-year-old lady that survived this explosion. I don't know if she still lives around here or what, but her memory's real bad. So I wish we could have talked to her. You know,
that would have been that would have been good. And for years, and we understand this from our personal family tragedy. Nobody wanted to talk about it. It was every time you would start talking about it because it was too painful and nobody wanted to. So we totally understand that. But and this lady, I would have loved to talk to her too, and I don't know if she'd have been able to. But Eleanor Roosevelt sent a telegram to express her sympathy, and you can read some more in here. People from all over the world were sending telegrams and expressing sympathy. And actually, there's a telegram from Adolf Hitler, and it's in the museum. I want to see it.
Yeah, we'll get some pictures.
Paid his respects.
We told him that little Linda graduated from this school.
Yes.
And this is the school that she graduated from. Back in what, 1998? Is that what it was?
And I'm very surprised at this museum, Mary. I expected it to be a real small museum, but it's not. It has a little cafe and a gift shop in it. So if you're ever in East Texas and you are a history person, or maybe you know of someone that this affected, or maybe you have a distant relative that was a victim in this.
And this is at New London, Texas, in case that you wondering where this museum is at. New London, Texas.
Yes, and it's on the main drag here. It's not hard to find.
No.
So
we probably need to get out of the sun for you.
Yeah, we probably do.
We will be posting pictures of the museum with this video or on our page, on Pinky Miles' page.
I'm going to read this last paragraph here, and I'm reading. Reports from witnesses state that the walls of the school bulged. The roof lifted from the building and then crashed back down, and the main wing of the structure collapsed. Survivors in the building claimed that lockers embedded in the wall were thrown at them by the blast.
I know, isn't that sad?
Others were picked up by the force of the explosion. The plaster and mortar formed a white haze. The force of the explosion was so great that a two-ton, T-O-N, concrete block was thrown clear of the building and crushed a 1936 Chevrolet parked 200 feet away. Those who excavated the building after the explosion were in a state of shock, with some recounting that they did not know what to do next and that it seemed the world was deadly silent.
It makes me recall back when 9/11 happened.
Yes.
That's a visual picture that I get whenever I think about this day. So many years ago.
And this town is, right now, the population is less than 1,000.
Yeah, it's
back
just a
then,
small
it
town.
was probably a lot more than that.
Because
I didn't look that up, but
because everybody flogged here because of the oil business, booming business.
So we hope that y'all have enjoyed this video. It's not something that is, of a light nature. But it is an important part of our history, and y'all hear me say this a lot. I think it's important to remember those from the past, and it is something which you don't want to say something good came out of it, but they did add this odor, this bad odor, and he told us the name of it. I don't know what it is, some kind of chemical to natural gas, so that if there's ever a gas leak, you're going to know that there's a gas leak.
And there's a small fee for the museum. It's just $5. That's not much at all. So if you do get a chance to come to the New London area, well, be sure and come by and visit.
Lots and lots of pictures, and we are going to post some pictures and get those posted later on today. So we hope y'all have a wonderful day. We hope you enjoyed this little short video, and we'll be back next week,
next Tuesday,
at your house cooking, and y'all are not going to want to miss this. We're going to be cooking something really good.
Y'all are going to want this recipe. So.
2 days worth of cooking on the same day.
That's right. You don't forget to watch. We love y'all.
Be sure to count your blessings.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Hold on, I'm showing this. Yeah, and the name of the museum.